It is only after I exit my room that I realize I do not know where Karma's room is. Anise must have assumed that I already knew, with us being partners and all. It's fine. I do not need Anise's assistance for this. I can find Karma's room on my own. It takes me some time, but eventually I find a room with his name on the door in careful, flowery letters. It suits him. I simply open the door without thinking to knock. Girl. Girl! He's got a rose tattoo as well. Well, here we are. I expected to find Karma lying in bed, but instead he is standing in front of a mirror changing his clothes. Princess? Oh. I do not think I have ever seen a shirtless man before. Look, he's into it. Oh my god. Oh, indeed. He turns to me and the realization that he is standing there just in his pants hits me hard in the stomach. My face feels incredibly, uncomfortably warm. Why are you just standing there? Put on your clothes! And then I notice a large tattoo on his chest. It is a rose ensnared by many vines. I stare at it for a few moments before Karma puts a hand there to conceal it. It's rude to come into a lady's room unannounced, you know. Karma slips his usual dress on carefully over his head and then approaches me. I take a step back without realizing. Karma raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me mischievously. It is a familiar look, but it rattles me more now than it ever has before. My princess, you're as red as a tomato. Are you okay? Does this man always need to point out the obvious? I'm fine. There is no need to shout, darling. Now, what did you come here for? To see me, the beautiful Karma? Does everything always have to revolve around you? Well, you are breaking into my room. I am barely able to stifle a sigh. Well? I cross my arms and frown at him. His smile makes it harder to get my next words out. I came here to thank you. Do my ears deceive me? What did you say, princess? Princess? Thank you for saving me. I saw you fight back. That was a very admirable attempt. You saw me? Yes, as you were coming to the end of the alleyway. But I didn't manage to escape. It doesn't matter, princess. You certainly made the effort. But I digress. You are quite welcome, princess. It was my pleasure. I should leave. Wait, what? I turn to leave, but Karma grabs my hand and pulls me back. But princess, don't you owe me something? So Karma was expecting something in return after all. I should have known. I think you owe me an apology. You did come into my room unannounced, after all. What is he talking about? Since you broke into my room, I demand you help me with my makeup. Then I will forget your transgression. Your makeup? Yes, darling. I thought you were resting because you were going on patrol tonight. Resting? Nonsense. I have much to do. My makeup earlier was so messy that I washed my face in order to reapply it. I cannot believe I am going to agree to this. Fine. Ah, what a splendid day today is. Come, princess, let's do this by a mirror. Karma pulls me over to the mirror where I can see both of our faces reflected. He has a surprising variety of makeup on the dresser beside him. I do not even care that much for my appearance. Why am I helping Karma with his makeup? Now, which feature on the face do you think is the most important one to highlight, princess? What? What are your eyes attracted to most on a person's face? When they're laughing, when they smile? Why is he asking me for my opinion on something so trivial? If someone was smiling, the first feature I would look at on their face would be the lips, most likely, because they're smiling. Despite myself, I find my gaze dropping to Karma's lips. Why do I feel like I'm walking into a trap? The lips? My, Princess, I didn't think I'd ever hear you say that you looked at my lips when I smiled. I did not say that. Oh, but you did. And, Princess, I do believe you are blushing. Even though Karma never said he was referring to his features, I thought about his lips anyway. The thought makes my heart flop, though I do not have the faintest idea why. Anyway, I agree. Though eyes are important, a smile isn't quite as brilliant without the lips. Without the lips? I tried to imagine a smile without lips and shudder. Sorry, Princess, I misspoke. Try to dispel the image from your mind. Anyway, I'll let you choose the order of things. Fine. Just don't make me look like a clown, Princess. I know how much you like to tease me, but I need to get out of here quickly today. If you need to leave quickly, shouldn't you do your makeup yourself? And miss the opportunity to have you help me? Nonsense. If I can, I'll have you help me with my hair some other time. The way you do yours is beautiful. I always put effort into my hair, as Mother always emphasized the importance of looking like a princess. But I've never received a compliment on my hairstyle before. Karma gives me his makeup supplies, and I start layering the color on his face. When we are this close, I cannot help but carefully inspect every one of his features. I do not think I even did something like this with Mother. You know, Princess, I don't think I deserve your thanks. I pause and raise an eyebrow at him. What? You've been helping me for a while, and I haven't helped you with your curse at all. What I did today was just coincidence. Coincidence? I had heard you went to town with Walton, so I followed you two. I only happened to catch what happened in the alleyway. You managed to see me, even when there were many other people who didn't? I have good eyes, probably. Probably? It is not like you to be so humble. Lucette, I am once again offended. And why were you following us in the first place? You said you were too tired to go into town today. I was worried? It was strange not accompanying you today. Worried? Why would you be worried? Karma looks puzzled for a few moments. He glances at himself in the mirror solemnly, then shrugs. Intuition, perhaps. Waltz mentioned something about feeling watched. Is there something that Waltz and Karma are watching out for that I am not? Karma closes his eyes momentarily, and I take the opportunity to dust his eyes with eyeshadow. He does not seem to mind. Princess, you haven't spoken about what happened today with Laura Parfait, have you? No, not yet. You came to thank me first? Yes. Oh. Karma falls into silence, and I continue to work, sweeping blush on his high cheekbones. Princess, do you know anything about the man who tried to drag you away today? No. He said only that he worked for the king, before telling me he would take me back to the palace. I wonder how he recognized you. I was wondering that myself. How curious. And alarming. The only ones who should pose a problem at this time are witches. Witches? What do they want to do with me? Well, I only mean that witches are the only ones who can see through our curses. So that man spoke with a witch? It's possible. But why? Why would the witches want me back at the palace? Or was that man trying to lead me somewhere else? I suppose either way, the man couldn't have wanted to bring me back to the palace for a good reason. Is it possible that a witch gave a commoner a description of you? But then why would... Karma stops talking and looks up at me with something like sympathy. Sorry, I'm just running my head for ideas. Are the witches really so dangerous? And what do they want with me in the first place? Rest assured, Princess, we will figure this out. I nod my head slowly. I have a lot of questions for Delora and Parfait, but it is possible that even they might not know everything. I will need to think on my own as well, just in case they decide to keep more of their secrets. I look at Karma and shake my head. Next time I will be more wary. I won't let myself be caught unaware. Before I realize it, Karma has his hand on my cheek and is staring at me solemnly. His eyes are as cold and unmoving as steel. Princess, there won't be a next time. That's what I said. Next time I'll make sure that you're definitely not alone. Had I been alone today, I might have actually been kidnapped. I know that, but I cannot show weakness. I just need to be more cautious. I am not some damsel in distress, you know. Having someone at your back is far more comforting. Even on a battlefield, knights fight better together. What's wrong? Nothing. He moves his hand away from my face and stands up, sighing. His eyes look suddenly distant, and his posture is stiff. I think we're about done here, right? I haven't finished your makeup, though. Wait, why am I even concerned about that? Oh? Sometimes simple is better. Or would you like me to sit back down? I do enjoy being pampered by you, Princess. She did a nice job of your lips, for sure. I take it back. We are definitely done. Good. Thank you for your hard work. In an instant, the mood changes, and a bright smile once again graces Karma's face. As much as I hate to do this, I'm going to have to leave you, darling. I have business in town and then a patrol later tonight. I probably won't see you for the rest of the day, but... Thank you. He is thanking me for putting on his makeup? It was such a small thing. You're welcome. You already thanked me, though. Well, now you can tell I'm twice as thankful as a normal person. That doesn't make any sense, but it's Karma. A lot of the things he says do not make any sense. Right. I leave the room with Karma, and he leaves the tavern as I go to find Parfait and Alora. The two of them are seated together in the reception, speaking in hushed voices when I arrive. They both pause to look up at me as I walk into the room. Well, well, if it isn't the princess. Took you long enough to come see us? Anise told us you were unharmed. We're glad to see you safe, Princess. So, how about telling us what happened? When prompted, I tell them everything that transpired in the alleyway. The two listen and only exchange a solemn glance when I am done. Do you know something about all of this that I don't? Why would the witches be after me in the first place? You remember what we said about the Tenebrarum corrupting witches? Well, those witches don't like seeing curses broken. They meddle where they can because they can. That is why I cast a glamour on you when you arrived here, so that you would remain hidden from magical eyes. I did it to protect you. To protect me? I feel like there is more to this than that... Wow, let's try that again. To protect me? I feel like there is more to this that they are hiding, but I do not think any amount of convincing will get them to say anything. Forgive us, Princess. We're not entirely sure what's going on either. Though, if it was a human that captured you, he must be working with the witches somehow. Troublesome, to say the least. But we don't know the details yet. Give us some time to figure things out. Until we figure out who that man is and who he is working for, you need to have an escort with you out of the margin at all times. Do you understand? And once you figure it out, you will tell me? The two exchange another look, which only makes me more frustrated. They are obviously keeping secrets, and right in front of me. We'll tell you once everything falls into place. Don't worry, Princess. We would never let you be put in any danger. The silence is what ends our conversation. I make my way back to my room, feet heavy. I feel like a fly caught in a spider's web. I try my best to clear my mind as I return to my room. Has Mithras found us again, or is there another witch at play here? The days go by slowly, and I make no progress with my curse. Karma is busy with the knights today, and Alora and Parfait are busy talking with Rumpel about his curse in his room. Tonight is the perfect night to go and wander the town by myself. I need to see if I can find out anything about the witches and what is happening around the kingdom. Alora and Parfait are not going to tell me anything, and no one has wanted to take me out of the margin since the kidnapping attempt. These thoughts spiral helplessly in my mind as I sit at a table. Music change. I've just finished working for the day, and the activity in the margin is beginning to wind down. Garland stands at the door as the last few customers leave the margin. Jurian is walking around the room to make sure that there are no problems. Out of the corner of my eyes, I notice two men pause halfway across the room to glance back at her. I can overhear their words from where I am.
Shame that she's a knight, eh? She's the proud type. Too proud to let a man dote on her. Bleeding shame indeed. But do you think if I tried to say something to her...
You too. She's spoken for! Poor Garland. Garland! I believe in you. I cheer for you. You can do it.
Ugh.
Garland is suddenly standing behind the two men, an uncharacteristically dark glare on his face.
Is there a problem?
Doors are closing for the night. I'm going to ask you to please leave.
No need to be so uptight, lad. We're on our way out now.
The two men walk out and Garland stands in the middle of the tavern area, glaring after them. He more or less pushed them out of the tavern. If Anise had seen that, she'd probably have scolded him.
Garland?
Ugh.
You okay?
Of course.
You think you can fool me? I've known you long enough to know that something's bothering you.
Neither of the knights seem to notice me here. If they do, they ignore me. Jurian is still looking insistently at Garland, who looks down at the floor. Is he going to say something to her? Garland says nothing, though. He looks at a loss for words. Finally, Jurian reaches out and pokes his shoulder, and he looks up, startled.
Still the same as always. The silent, watchful knight. Only says things with certainty when he knows they're the truth. Even the princess is waiting for you to say something.
Both knights turn to look at me, and Garland seems surprised. I raise an eyebrow at him, and he hurriedly looks away. Patrol is starting soon. I'll head out first.
Okay, stay safe.
Garland nods at her with a little smile before he leaves the tavern.
Going to sleep soon, princess?
I was just going to head up. I stand up and get ready to move up to my room, but stop once more to look at Jurian. Did you hear what those men were saying?
Oh, about me being too proud or something?
So she did hear them, but chose to say nothing.
It doesn't bother me. They're right. I've been independent for a long time, and I would never think about pledging my safety to a man I barely know. I can take care of myself.
Blunt and to the point. Jurian was really admired for that honesty in the palace.
The only other men I've trusted before are my fellow knights. Garland most of all, since we've always been partners.
She does not explain any further. I decide that is for the better. The sooner everyone is cleared out, the sooner I can leave the marchen. Tonight is the night I go looking for answers and get kidnapped again.
Lucette.
Oh, so incognito with that cloak, though. Sorry, Karma. But I can handle myself. I'm going to prove it tonight. I may not be able to fight, but I can still be cautious enough to not land myself into trouble. I don't know why you don't ask him to teach how to sword fight, girl. Still, I do not happen to hear much of anything as I am exploring the town tonight. I should have brought along some kind of weapon, but then I would have had to steal a knife from the kitchen. I am not a thief. Hours pass before I pass a tavern filled with knights. Deciding that I will at least listen to what is happening at the palace, I linger by the open door and listen to what the men are saying. I hear that young Fritz is having a hard time of it. I feel bad for the lad. Even Sir Alcaster thinks he's gone mad. While he does keep talking about a princess that doesn't exist. Aw, Fritz. Fritz still remembers me? But how? Even his father is growing weary of his babbling. Sir Mithras forced him on break the other day. He didn't seem happy. Well, Sir Mithras must think he's crazy too. Poor Fritz. Can you keep a secret? The knights look at each other and I lean as close as I possibly can. Apparently, the boy spoke some truth. Though Sir Alcaster doesn't quite believe it, he's looking for the daughter of the previous queen. Eh, the witch had a daughter? The previous queen? Are they talking about Mother? How dare they call her a witch?
If only you knew, girl.
Apparently she did, though I don't even remember such a girl. This is top secret stuff. I just happened to wrestle this out of one of the lackeys looking for her.
What would Sir Alcaster need this girl for? I'm assuming she's dangerous and that they want to get rid of her.
Are they talking about me?
No, they're talking about your long-lost sister, Brucette. I don't know. I'm curious. How are we supposed to find this imaginary princess anyway? Does she have any features? They described her features. Last man who went looking for her said she wore a special pendant around her neck.
I should get out of here.
I turn to leave the tavern, but my cloak snags on the door and falls to the floor, tripping me up in the process. I end up falling halfway into the tavern, where the chatter abruptly stops. Is this... Oh, a lady. The knights that were talking approach me. One of them picks up my cloak. I attempt to grab my cloak from their fingers, but they pull it away from me and I stumble into one of them. Madam. He moves to take my hand and then he stops when he sees my face. Her face? And a necklace? You think she was spying on us? Which? One of the knights grabs me by the wrist and pulls me toward him. He is far stronger than the man in the alleyway was. Unhand me right now. I am no witch. Then there should be no problem. We're just going to take you in, and if there's some big misunderstanding, we'll repay you ourselves, miss. No, let me go. This behavior is not fitting of a knight. Come now, miss. Let's go back quietly. I'm not gonna fight them. They're too strong.
Fighting back is useless when I am outnumbered. I have to try convincing them that I am not who they think I am.
You are mistaken, sirs. I happened to overhear your conversation, and assuming I am some imaginary princess is unreasonable. The knights look at each other. You know, she has a point. She was listening in on our conversation. That's clearly suspicious.
Did you not hear what I just said? I happened to overhear it, nothing more.
You were cloaked as if you were trying to hide your features.
Being out at night without a cloak is a sure way to draw attention to a lady such as myself.
You know, she has a point.
I love these knights.
Stop saying that, man. Then, ma'am, there should be no problem with us taking you back to the palace. If we are mistaken, we'll clear up the misunderstanding and pay you handsomely. Come on, let's take her to the palace.
The knights lead me out onto the empty streets. Why? Why did I have to be so stubborn? Lucette. The knights continue pulling me down the path until we come to a narrow street. Everyone who sees us walks away to avoid the knights. There is fear in their eyes. But I've done nothing wrong.
Ma'am, if it makes you feel any better, we're risking our rank on this as well. I don't know, I'm suspicious of... Who goes there?
Ugh. Oh, my hero! What is this music? I look up and notice Karma's familiar figure walking toward us. What is he doing here? And why isn't he in his disguise?
Gentlemen, I ask you to unhand that woman. As a knight, I would be ashamed to be seen treating a lady so terribly.
And who are you?
That was the best you could come up with?
Dude.
Alright.
Her husband.
His what?
Unhand her, gentlemen, or taste my blade.
Sir, we were just going to take her to the palace, too.
Oh, good grief, the voices. So many voices in my throat. Oh, no.
I will give you on the count of 3.
One knight keeps his grip on me as the other draws his sword. I stare at Karma, who continues to count, though the knight attacks him before his sword leaves his sheath. Karma and the knight trade blows, but it is Karma that comes out victorious. His blade slides past the knight's shoulder, distracting him enough to give Karma the opening he needs. Karma reaches back with his free hand to knock the knight out with a blow to the head. It may just be my imagination, but for a few moments I think I see the knight's blade glimmer across the surface of Karma's hand before he falls. Really?
The knight holding me holds up his hands in surrender. I yield, sir.
It seems no matter how the situation turns out, you're dishonorable.
Please, sir.
Deck.
Karma knocks him out and then stands beside me as he sheathes his sword. Karma,
A few moments, Lucette.
Karma spends some time forcing a potion from a vial down each of the knights' throats. I watch him quietly, fearing that he might have killed them, but the knights only seem to be asleep. I mean, if he wanted to kill them, he could have just stabbed them with his sword.
A potion that Parfait gave me. It will make the men forget they ever saw you.
When Karma stands again, I notice the glimmer of blood on his hand and stare. I was wondering, this is just like Beauty and the Beast, when Beauty ran away from the castle and the wolves attacked her, and the Beast had to have his hand bandaged up. Let's have one of those, shall we? 'Cause that's one of my favorite scenes. Karma stands, and again I notice the glimmer of blood on his hand and stare. You're hurt.
It's nothing.
I'm sorry.
Come on, princess, let's go back.
He pulls me right out onto the main street and does not let go of my hand. I cannot bring myself to speak. Karma has saved me twice now. Not only that, but this time he is injured. He says it's nothing, but his bloodied hand does not move at all. Why do I have to be so stubborn and insist I can handle myself? I do not speak for a long time. Hello, random children? Eventually I notice people start to stare. A lot of women. Oh no! He's a dude! Oh no! Really? Karma, I'm so sorry. Oh no. It even works on little children? Dear. Though before long the staring grows worse. Young women begin following us, giggling from behind. I turn to Karma, who looks like he hasn't slept in days. Karma?
Sorry, princess, but I'm not in the mood to talk.
Those girls are walking right behind us. This is his curse? Karma.
Lucette, I just said that I am in no mood to talk. Did you not hear me?
We're being followed.
Ugh.
He stares behind us almost stupidly and then laughs hollowly when the girls see his face. They start to rush toward us, their voices rising and blending together into horrendous cacophony. Karma's not moving, though. He looks resigned. Maybe he is too tired to realize what he wants to do. But I tighten my grip on Karma's hand and pull him away, my pace quickening to a run as the girls chase after us, screaming at me angrily for taking Karma away from them. He's mine, girls.
Lucette, what are you doing?
Getting us out of here.
Lucette.
I lead him through the town and into little nooks and crannies where we manage to lose some of the crowd. Karma often led me through some of these spaces as shortcuts. Waltz knew them too. Once we are alone again, I stop, falling to my knees and letting go of Karma's hand as I catch my breath. That really was a curse, having to run away from so many mindless women. That was difficult.
Lucette.
What? What? I did not mean to snap, but the tiredness is pressing on me, too.
You helped me out of that.
Of course I did. Why would I want to be chased by girls?
You could have left me behind and gone on alone. Instead, you helped me.
You helped me, too. I guess I paid you back. Though, to be honest, I wasn't even thinking about repaying him for saving me. I just knew that I didn't want Karma to be stuck trying to fend off all of those girls. He was right about his curse. That is terrible. I just realized something. Karma kneels down beside me and waits for me to speak. My Oh my. Hello, voice. My curse has people forget me, and yours has even strangers become fascinated with you. It's almost like our curses are opposites of each other. And yet we seem so similar. My eyes widen when I realize what I just said.
We are similar, aren't we?
He holds out his good hand to me, and I let him lead me back to the tavern through the abandoned alleyways.
My feet are heavy and all I want to do is sleep, but suddenly Karma is standing before me, his face grave.
Lucette, I have to thank you for helping me earlier. I'm sorry I froze like that and made it more difficult on you. It was so sudden, and I was so tired I had no motivation to move.
Shouldn't I be thanking you?
I'll accept your thanks, even though I wish you didn't have to thank me in the first place. You should not have gone out on your own when you knew how dangerous it could be for you.
I'm sorry.
I'll accept your apology too, because I lost sleep over this.
I have no words for how I feel right now.
Princess.
Aww. Hi. Karma reaches for my hand again, and this time he holds it up and kisses the back of it. Suddenly all of my tiredness falls away.
You really are a handful. But a delightful handful. I'm going to bandage this hand and then rest. We'll speak later about all of this, okay?
But the blood.
The bleeding stopped on its own, Lucette, but it does need to be treated. Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Are you sure?
As sure as I can be. I don't lie, not even for the sake of a pretty lady.
I could bandage it for you, though, boo. Karma lets my hand go as soon as we enter the marchen, and then bows politely to me before heading back to his room. I watch him go, my mind whirling.
That face.
Does he usually kiss women's hands? No, I don't think so. Lucette is shook. Chapter 6, Matchmaking.